Up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to get better at SmashKarts. So, we're going to try to do this fast. This is the second video I'm making. The last one was an hour long. I don't know how. But we're going to start off with this. Tip number 1. Well, if you're wondering my qualification, my KDR averaged at 1.13, 1.14 when I was level 30. I'm level 81 now. Now my KDR is 1.70. So I think I'm quite qualified. What is that? I don't understand. What is this video about? I'm going to be teaching you how to get better. I'm pretty good at the game. You see some of my videos, you could see me hitting trick shots, dominating free-for-alls if it's a good day for me. Sometimes, if I'm having an off day, I will not play very good, but still. So, one thing you want to do, this is a number 1 rule when it comes to this game, practice. You learn the basics, you get started with the basics, you learn how to aim, maneuver, everything. It'll be easier to apply these tips and tricks if you already got the basis of the game down. A little choppy in my speaking because I forgot what I was going to say. Don't mind that. First, one thing we're going to start off with is lobbers. Lobbers are great. If you're on a map with a lot of elevation, or even just some barriers, they are very useful because lobbers, like lob grenades and cannons, can fire down. If you're high up on something, you could fire down onto someone. If you're underneath someone, you could fire up to them. And you could hit them with the oldest trick in the book, which I call it the oldest trick in the book, but you pretty much take a lob grenade and you put it under something like one of the bridges on Graveyard, or underneath the little tunnel in Stucky Speedway, something like that, and you could get someone on top with the splash damage. So that's what we're rolling into right now. Splash damage. Some weapons have splash damage. Splash damage is the area covered. I'm making up my own definition. It's the area covered where you get damage from a weapon. The biggest splash damage comes from nukes. Second biggest, lob nukes. Third biggest, cannons. And fourth biggest, rockets. So rockets are the smallest. These are the 4 weapons that do provide splash damage. If someone's up against a thinner wall, say like on, let's see, say someone's up against the wall on the top at Smash Fort. They're right up against it, you fire your rockets, directly hit them, that splash damage will get them even through the wall. But this is with rockets. Nukes have bigger range of splash damage. You can hit under tunnels and underneath things to get splash damage. But nukes are best for flat splash damage and decent for trick shots. Flat splash damage. You're on a flat surface, but you still get that splash damage. Say someone's up against a wall in lava, not lava pit, Smash Island. Someone's up against one of those walls, you fire from the other side, you might not hit them, they might still be a distance away from the wall, but if they're low, you could still get the kill. Lob nukes, like I said, with the oldest trick in the book, and cannons have a little bit of range on each, so it's not necessarily a direct hit needed for someone who is on lower health, but it's not always best to get a direct hit. But the exception for that is when someone is on full health. If they're on full health, you need a direct hit most of the time. The only exception for this is the oldest trick in the book. That is placing a Lobger nuke underneath something. Underneath something where carts can go on top and underneath. That is a great way to use it. We're rolling into machine guns. Everybody, well, most people hate them. Don't get me wrong, I do too. They're not the best thing. But they are useful in their own situations. Since they are auto-aiming, and they are the only weapon that could fire backwards. They are the only weapon that can fire in any direction. And only backwards. You take a look at all the weapons. Cannons, Lobger nukes, bullets, rockets, and nukes all fire forward. Mines and fake loot boxes are stationary. Spikes and stars they're glued to a player. They stay around the player at a little bit extra range, not very much, but they are glued to the player. Machine gun is the only thing that can fire backwards. Say if you're back to back with somebody and they have a straight shooter and you have a machine gun, you have the advantage in that point of time, as long as they don't turn around. One thing you also want to do, we're talking about weapons first. You want to try to get rid of mines when you're close to a box. That way you pick up the box so you're not wasting any time without a weapon, and you put mines close to something that a lot of players will go to. Say a box. Everybody needs a box to perform in the game. You will not do anything without a box most of the time. So the first thing players go to is a box. So if you put mines in front of it and you pick up the box, you're good to go. You have a weapon. You don't spend a lot of time without a weapon. And then chances are someone will hit your mines because they're going for the box. And a fake loot box too. You want to swap those out with a real box so it looks like a real box to someone else because it's in a natural position. But you get away from that with a weapon while also dropping the fake loot box, so you're not wasting time without a weapon. Because time wasted can cause quite a bit of damage in the game. The more time you have without a weapon, the weaker you are as a target. You can't fight back, and there's not very many options. Unless you're really good at dodging, it's going to be hard to get away. So next up, we have spikes and stars. These give you a speed bonus. Use it. Use it. This is something I do when I'm playing Capture the Flag on Sky Arena Temples. You get up to the top. You use the speed boost of the spikes or the stars to jump down onto the base, take the flag, and get away. They give you a little bit of speed, so it's easier to track down someone. But you want to use something which is a prediction. You predict where they're going. If they don't have a weapon, chances are they're going to a box. You want to go for the box because they're probably going to want a box, so that way they have a chance of fighting back. Because it is always, this is another thing, when you have the option to get away or try to attack, which is a dumb attack, you want to try to get away. You get away, that way you have an opportunity to get someone, so you're not waiting 3 seconds to respawn. But if it's inevitable that you are going to die, you want to get a trade, so that way it's not just a lost cause of you dying. Okay, back onto predictions. So, if you fire at a box when someone who looks like they don't have a weapon, you fire close to a box. You see where they're going, and then you kind of go a little bit ahead and you fire. That way, by the time your weapons get to them, it's a direct hit. This is accurate all of the time. So, now that we're on from aiming and gameplay and all of that, now we're going to be talking about what you're going to do when controlling your cart. So, you're tied up with someone, you both have a straight shooter, you both have rockets, you're tied up with someone and you're just looping around each other. No one's making any moves because no one can get a good shot. You want to do a little trick I call, or a lot of people call, W tapping. This is where you are tapping the throttle while also turning. It gives you a tighter turning circle, and you could outturn somebody and get a kill like that. So that way you're not just stuck going in circles around each other. And now we are on to the next part, which is brakes. You use your brakes because a lot of players don't expect them. Well, a lot of lower level players don't expect anybody to use brakes. They're just full throttle turning whatever they can. And they only use the S arrow. They only use the S key or the back arrow key, the down arrow key to back up when they run into a wall and they're stuck. Or they don't even do that at all. They haven't figured that out. But you want to use your brakes constantly throughout the game. I'm not saying you want to go brake, go brake, go brake. But when you see somebody that's ready, like I say, a lot of people use this as a baseline. So they use predictions. So when they're ready for a prediction, you want to kind of stop. That way it throws them off, and you could possibly get away with less damage without dying, or no damage at all. So you want to use your brakes. Finally, one thing you want to do when you're practicing the game and you're getting frustrated, you're already not playing good, you're like, oh, I can't play, I got this many kills in the other round, now I'm averaging way less than that, my KDR is dropping and everything, I don't know what to do. You just take a break. You stop playing the game. It's like riding a bike. You're not going to forget everything. You're still going to have the basics. You might be able to wheelie right now, but if you don't ride a bike for 2 years, you probably won't be able to hold your balance on a wheelie. But you'll still be able to ride the bike. So, you want to take a break, come back to it another day, tomorrow, day after, this weekend, whatever. Don't keep playing the game if you are already frustrated. That's a good way to make yourself hate the game. And one more thing. If you're getting frustrated, most people, I've noticed a lot of people that I've seen play the game, they get frustrated with players who are way better than them. They join public lobbies, and there's this one guy that's dominating the game. Me. What was that? But instead of getting just absolutely to the point where you hate that person and you still want to play the game, you're not quite frustrated enough to quit, but you still want to play the game, so you leave that room and go to another one, but then they show back up. You are always going to run into these people. Don't be mad if you lose. It's a loss. I mean, look at this. I have 4,400. Oh, wow. That's kind of cool. 4,444 games that I've played, and I have won 1,803. You win some, you lose some. Most of the time you lose some, unless you're good. Like, unless you're Diamond Blade, chances are you're going to lose quite a bit of them. And Diamond Blade probably still loses some, because it'll spawn you in regardless of the timer. going, it'll spawn you in. So you get like 10 seconds, and somebody's already got an 18 kill round. Diamond Blade is not going to get 18 kills in 10 seconds. Well, I wouldn't put him past it, but still, you're still not gonna win every game. And another thing is, you want to push yourself a little bit, give yourself a little bit of motivation. I'm a very competitive person. If I see someone better than me at something, I want to strive to be that good. I want to strive to be better. Ow. I accidentally punched something. Uh, you want to strive to be better. Don't get annoyed by that person. Go and spectate. See what they are doing right. Observe them playing the game for a while, just to see what they're doing. And when you see what they are doing right and what you are doing wrong, you want to push yourself to try to learn those tricks. You want to learn those things that they are doing. You want to don't despise that person. You want to just strive to be that person. You want to be that person. Don't brush it off your shoulder and say, I hate you. I'm not going to play with you. You want to be, I respect you, and I want to be better than you. That's the mindset you gotta have. Don't hate anybody who's better than you. You respect them for what they have put into the game and what efforts they have made. And you want to say, I respect you, and I'm going to be better than you. Practice makes perfect. You practice at the game. You strive to be that person. And before you know it, you're already there. Feels like yesterday I started playing. I was level 30 with a 1.14 KDR, but now my KDR is 1.70. I'm winning every other game. I am every other single player free for all game, or every single player game, not team games, because you can never rely on a team. You can never rely on a team. I'll tell you that much. But every other single player game, I have a good chance of winning. And if not, I'm still probably up there, unless it's Smash Island. I have made it a long ways, and it feels like it was yesterday that I was just that level 30, 1.14 KDR player who had the basics down, but couldn't figure out what else was going wrong and why I couldn't win. You want to strive to be that person. I did. I gained a lot of ground. Now I'm up here, reaching the top of the mountain. I've made it a long way. If I wouldn't have strived to be the person who was better than me, if I wouldn't have had that mindset, I respect you, you're better than me, but I'm going to be better than you. If I wouldn't have pushed that boundary, I wouldn't have this YouTube channel. I wouldn't have even started. I probably would have forgotten about the game. But I'm dedicated. I'm not going to name specifically who it was that pushed me to be that person, but I thank you. I thank you for showing up to that one free-for-all game, beating me so ruthlessly that it made me want to come back for more. It made me want to come back and strive to be better and better and better. Like I said, I'm at the top of that mountain. I'm almost there. I'm close to the peak. I'm not on top of the flagpole like Diamond Blade, but I'm getting to the top of that mountain. I'm getting closer, and I'm still getting better. In the last month, my KDR has already increased. You check out one of my videos from like 2 weeks ago. My KDR was 1.69. It's 1.70 now. You can be better. There's always room for improvement. There's always a light at the end of that tunnel. And I am here to help you. I hope I changed some of your minds. If you don't know what you're doing, you're still learning, but you come across some of these things that just bug you. I hope these tips have helped you. I hope you get a new light of the game. You see something better than what came before. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching if you made it this far, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.